Hello everyone, Harry Baldock here, editor for Total Telecom. We're here on the morning of Total Telecom Congress here in London. I'm delighted to be joined by Rafael Jaron, founder of Concept for Change, to talk about the digital divide and your experiences with that. How's your day going so far, Rafael?
So far so good. I mean, it just started, but I'm fully excited for the next 2 days, so today and tomorrow, what's going on here. So looking forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be a fun one. So we're here to talk about Concept for Change. It's something you founded back in 2017, I believe. Can you tell us a little bit about the organisation and about the inspiration behind it?
I mean, the inspiration is quite interesting because it started a few years before 2017, actually on a telecom conference where in the evening we were chatting with some business partners and friends and thought, I mean, let's use telco to do something good. And that's where the idea of Concept for Change was born. It took a bit time to formalize it as a non-profit organization in Germany, where we founded it in 2017. And it's Concept for Change is basically a platform for running projects or managing projects in the social non-profit area for telcos and for everyone. We're working with schools, we're working with universities, but we're working also with partners out of the telecommunication area on CSR projects.
And when we spoke previously, you said about the work you were doing with universities and schools and how even in developed countries like Germany, you kind of experienced the digital divide firsthand during your kind of teaching experiences. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. Now, we run a project with a school in Germany, or it's actually a language group, a Lingual program of the European Union, and we're supporting a school in Germany, and we're running interviews with different people from around the globe, basically using technology, telecom networks, to bring the school kids together with people from other countries which just study, like Australia, Africa, Malaysia. And digital divide hit us as well, because we were running on a Sunday morning an interview session with an ambassador from the Philippines, and a girl in Germany couldn't connect to the session. She called me then through the landline, crying on the phone because she can't access the session. So that in Germany, I mean, it's kind of scary, and it was not even in the middle of nowhere. But that shows us that, the digital divide is still everywhere around.
And it's definitely not so much about infrastructure access in developed countries now. It's more about kind of skills and maybe even a mindset for people to make the use of the technology that's available.
It's a kind of digital divide, digital inclusion, and the next steps, I would say. I mean, digital divide is everything where nobody is connected or needs to be connected. Bridging the digital divide is still essential. Digital inclusion goes into the next step, that people actually get involved in utilizing the basic skills or basic mechanism, like for banking and everything. But there's so much more we can do. I mean, just thinking about the example I just give from the school with the interviews, it doesn't take much. It takes a network connection, infrastructure basically, a laptop, a mobile phone or anything, and then the just plain idea to utilize that on a global scheme to bring kids together. I mean, we had an interview with a 11th grade of school, bringing them together with a representative out of Nigeria. I mean, we can't get those kids from Germany closer to Nigeria except like in this video session we had. And it was amazing because it helps the kids really understand better and keep in mind better what they actually learned.
And we kind of mentioned Germany and developed countries, but it's actually the developing world that's really a lot of the innovation in terms of utilising technology to the fullest for things like teaching and stuff like that. Do you think people should be looking more to the developing world for inspiration when it comes to using technology and beating the digital divide?
I think we should look everywhere, basically, because there are good examples in developed countries, but there are also very simple and easy examples in developing countries. I mean, an example would be, still staying on the educational part, we work together with a school in India which are teaching kids from the street. Of course, they don't have the financials to pay teachers. So what they do is they're using communication method, mobile phones, to teach the kids as well. They're having teachers from around the globe, from India, but also from other countries, who just spare like an hour a week or 2 hours a week to go online with those kids and educate a class of 20 people through mobile phones. And this is something you don't see in Europe anywhere. I mean, if you work here with schools, it's all about teachers, and in Europe we have schools where we lack of teachers. and why we are not utilizing what they do in India since years, a mobile phone to connect somebody with the right skills to educate a class in school, getting really the business from the field back into the classroom, not just learning out of books.
There's definitely so much more that can be done with technology, especially for things like education and healthcare. So many different opportunities. The last thing I wanted to mention is that this month you're launching an online survey trying to get kind of a really global perspective on the digital divide. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
I mean, it's a simple survey about digital divide and digital inclusion, because we believe that around the globe there's still the perspective who should attack those issues as challenges. It's not really unclear, or people see it differently. And we just want to do with our global survey, not just in the telco sector, but we want to reach everyone basically who we can, to participate, to really give us a feedback. What do they think about the digital divide? Who is responsible? Who should take care about it? And making this a little bit more visible, in particular in the telco industry, because we need those information to address the concerns better.
Yeah, it's a global problem, and I'm sure it will have a global solution. Rafael, it's always great to speak to you. Thanks so much for your time today.
No, thank you. Pleasure to be here.